Many Face Publishing, back. Good week, everybody. Good afternoon. Live from the Bronx. I'm just a fan. This is a great week because it's Super Bowl week. We're going to talk a little bit about some sports here. First, we're going to start off with boxing. So, we finally got the fight we've been looking for, man, with Arthur Beterbiev and this dude, Dmitry Bivol. That's a great fight, a 50-50 fight to me. And it's about time to start getting these fights, man. I feel like, it's hard to pick a winner because, Beterbiev, he's not a guy that just goes in and throws haymakers. He goes in to systematically destroy you. And he's looking for a stoppage. Whereas Bivol, he's looking to outbox you. So this is the thing is, I think Bivol can win a fight if the fight to me would be determined on the first 2 rounds. Who establishes the type of fight is going to be is going to win. I feel like if Beterbiev can get some early exchanges and Bivol allows him to get on the inside and get early exchanges, he's going to get stopped, man. If Bivol can come out and establish his jab, use great footwork, take away Beterbiev's angles, and pivot him, stay off the ropes, then keep a high guard. He can win this fight. He can win possibly by decision or maybe a stoppage if Beterbiev, if he can frustrate Beterbiev and he starts to get desperate. And he can catch Beterbiev coming in. But Beterbiev has a systematic attack and it's calculated. It's not just bringing punches. He's using angles. He's throwing certain jabs. He knows how to find his way on the inside against taller fighters and guys that move around. He knows how to cut off the ring. He's an underrated boxer because he gets knockouts. And people sleep on his skill set. They just look at the knockout, but he can actually box. So I think this is a real good fight for, both of these guys. And like I said, Bivol has, great footwork. He's a great defensive fighter. He has a good jab, and he knows how to use the ring. So, I feel like the first 2 rounds determine the fight. But we'll see. I'm just a fan. Now we have to talk about this David Benavidez and Canelo. The super middleweight division is awful, man. Like, as far as we're not getting the murderous road that the fighters, that the fans want. We want murderous road fights, man. Like, we haven't seen these murderous road fights since the 90s. Like, early 2000s when De La Hoya was like the last, him and Lennox Lewis was like the last of the Mohicans that gave us those murderous road fights where they were just fighting everybody. Roy Jones didn't really have the competition, although he was the face for a long time. After Tyson, kind of like, started slipping a little bit, then he was out of boxing because no matter what, when Tyson was fighting, he was going to be the face. It's just that, he started to slip after that Holyfield fight, and he wasn't boxing, and then, it wasn't, when he came back, it wasn't really the same. It was like a comeback trail to get, his skill set back in order. Roy Jones had took over boxing, and Roy Jones, he was just light years ahead of everybody. And then when he slipped, you had De La Hoya, who was there, and De La Hoya was giving us those murderous road fights. He was getting in there with everybody. Sweet Pete's getting in there with you. You know what I mean? Like, Chavez getting in there with you, man. Like, Sugar Ray Leonard, like, Hagler, Hearns, Duran, they fought everybody. We're not getting that in this day and age. Like, right now, you got all these, I would like to see, what's this kid that just fought? You got David Morrell, and I would like to see him fight the kid that just fought, Jaime Munguia. That's a good fight because both of them haven't really fought. I think, obviously, Munguia has a better resume, but that's a step-up fight for both guys. And then we need to get David Benavidez versus Canelo. We need this fight, man. Like, the fans want the fight. So it's not like Canelo's a pay-per-view fighter anyway. This is what don't make sense to me, dude. Like I said, I'm just a fan of the sport. I'm not an analyst. I'm not a reporter. I'm not a manager. I'm not a promoter. I'm not none of that. I'm just been watching sports damn near my whole life since the early 80s, mid 80s. If he's already fighting pay-per-view Canelo, what's the hold-up of him getting the David Benavidez fight? What's stopping it? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's get this fight, man. Fans want the fight. You know, these guys, you know, promoters and a lot of these fighters, and they're not fighting for the fans, they fight for themselves. Promoters are fighting to make these guys get the most money, so they put them in there to beat up guys that are past their prime or passing their prime, and just to put names on their resume to prop them up. But we're not getting the murderous roll fights. We're not seeing a Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney, or Tank Davis versus Devin Haney, or T.O. versus Tank, or T.O. versus Devin. We're not getting these fights, man. Instead, we're getting Lomachenko, a guy who's passing his prime, versus Devin Haney or T.O. Guys that we know they're going to win those fights because they're the young lions. We want to see the young lions fight each other. They don't have to fight right away when they're coming up, but once you get to a certain level, we should be seeing these fights, man. You shouldn't be paying a pay-per-view fight to see Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis, man. You know, Regis Prograis was a good fighter. He didn't have the name. And we just want to see the fights, man. We're not getting. We're just holding up the David Benavidez Canelo fight. He's fighting pay-per-view anyway. You've built David Benavidez into a pay-per-view fighter, so they're both fighting on pay-per-view now. There's no more Showtime. There's like, what is the roadblock? What's the obstacle, man? Get them in there. Fans want the fight. It's been like a level of disrespect towards fans, man, over the last couple of years, and it's like, come on, man, you're not giving us what we want to see. You're spoon-feeding us. And these guys, they keep going out there and they fight these dudes who are taking chances with their career. We need to see these fights, man. What's holding up the Benavidez fight, man? Come on, like. Anyway, man, we're gonna get the basketball, man. And it's LeBron James disrespect to the Lakers, man. Wearing Nick towel, like you're protesting games and stuff. This guy, if I'm the Lakers, I'm just a fan. Trade LeBron now. Get something for him. Trade him. Get something for LeBron before you get nothing for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's gonna leave you guys in a rebuilding state. You're gonna trade a lot of pieces to make him happy. And then when he leaves, you're gonna not have a draft pick for 4 or 5 years. If you're smart, you trade him. You get you you're gonna get a star, and you're gonna get probably a draft pick or something, or if it's a 3-way trade, you're gonna get something good out of that. Trade him. You know what I'm saying? Build a team around what you got. You know what I'm saying? Be competitive, right? Now you got the Anthony Davis problem. Now, but if you put a good player to around Anthony Davis, it will hide his, you know what I'm saying, ability to, you know, not be available, and it'll also make him, you know, have less responsibility out there, which will probably play a little bit better. And you know, so you would get some, you know, star player and a couple of other pieces around him, make him competitive, and make a free agent want to come there, and maybe you'll have a draft pick that you can get for LeBron, that you can use, that can be vital, and you know, then you can have something to build on. But you gotta trade this guy, man. He's gonna destroy the franchise, man. You know what I'm saying? Pat Riley stood up to him and said, nah, we're gonna let you walk, man. Just go. The Lakers are probably just gonna let him walk, but he has a player option at the end of the year for 50-something million. He's not gonna probably turn that down, but they should trade him and you know, rebuild this team. Or you don't even have to rebuild. If you trade him, you keep Anthony Davis and put pieces around those guys, and you make them competitive, and you make a free agent want to come there to try to win the championship. But to hold on to this guy who's almost 40, just because he's LeBron. Like, you gotta get him out of here, man. Gotta go, man. I'm saying, like, I'm saying, don't trade him to. I don't want to see the Knicks get him because I don't want them to. The Knicks got something going with Jalen Brunson. They just gotta get a all-star to play with him, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needs like get him like a couple of pieces and a player like a Paul George or somebody that, you know, that can score, somebody that can give him some perimeter scoring with him. He needs another perimeter player and just hustle players on boards and stuff like that, and guys that he can get the ball to for easy layups. You know, and maybe a three-point specialist out there, somebody that can shoot threes. They'll be a championship team. If you go get LeBron, you're gonna give up a lot, and you're gonna set that franchise back. And you're gonna take the ball out of that kid's hands, and you're gonna take it away from you. Don't do it. From the Knicks, don't pull the trigger on that trade. The Lakers need to trade LeBron to an Eastern Conference team like Orlando or maybe to the Heat. Send him back to the Heat if you could. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe to end. No, I wouldn't even send him to Indiana. They got a good young team. But get him off the team, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, we're going to get to the Super Bowl, man. This 50-50 Super Bowl that we got here. Anybody's game. Can't go against Mahomes. It's tough, but the 49ers are tough too, man. They got a good team, man. They can establish the run and get Debo on them the ball and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, put pressure in his face, which they have the defense to do that. They can win the Super Bowl, man. On the flip side, KC got a great defense too, and if they can, you know, take away those weapons and get the Brock Purdy and force him to throw the football, you know what I'm saying? All those fluke plays may not work this time. And we're going to see, man. You know, I'm going to take, I think I don't know who I'm going to roll with, man. I don't want to give a prediction. It's tough, man, because, you know, like I said, either team can win. I wouldn't bet against Mahomes, though. Because if it comes down to who got the ball last and Mahomes got that football, they're probably going to win the game. But that's why they play the game. We don't know. But anyways, man, Manyface Publishing, I'm out. Talk to you guys later, man. I'm just a fan, man. Peace.